evening, and welcome down to Other Down in Muletown. As always, this is your captain speaking. Live from Sunnyside, it is currently 26 degrees and a little bit breezy, 9 miles out of the northwest at the moment. Wind chill 17 degrees, and that's definitely going to be a concern. And we're going to talk about that here in a little bit and probably at length, I imagine, over the next several days as things are going to go here. So, I got no measurable precip, but there was a little bit of measurable precip here in Sunnyside today, so we'll call that just a little bit of a skosh off the mark of absolute zero there. And then about the same again, looking like for the next couple of days or so, and then the big thing everybody wants to talk about, obviously. So we'll get to that here in just a moment. As you see, not much happening at the moment. As far as things go out there in the Middle Tennessee area. Same thing goes here locally, down on in the Columbia level. Not a thing going on there. So, no, relieve some of you folks. Some of you folks are antsy, disappointed, antsy, waiting to see what's going to happen. So, we'll see what happens. But we got some theories on that. Consulted the models, been having a look all day at the things and seeing what I could see and what was going on. And I think we've got a decent kind of grasp of what's going on. The models are a lot more agreeable, I guess, this time. We're just mainly on the holdout of things, of trying to figure out what track this low is going to take. I think that's going to be the main variable kind of thing there that's going to come into question. So again, we're going to talk about that too. So tonight, low of about 24, so we're not too far off from that mark right now. Going to be probably a little bit breezy off and on throughout the night, and then it should level off a little bit after that. Tomorrow, again, going to be cold, but we should get off the freezing mark just a little bit, maybe a couple of times in the next few days, and then it's going to get cold again, folks. So, hate to be the bearer of the bad news there, but it's just going to be one of those kind of things for a bit. So, let's say... Sorry, folks, still getting ready. Apologize, I've been putting out fires and doing other things. As usual, everybody, if you got questions, comments, concerns, all that other fun stuff, throw them in the comments and I'll get to them here in just a minute, order or two. So, again, if you're just joining us, not much going on now as far as the Middle Tennessee area goes, or the Muletown area at large. So, roads were looking pretty good as well, too, throughout the area. Not a whole lot of things. It spit kind of snow most throughout all of the area, it seemed like, all day. But it didn't accumulate or amount to too awful much. So we'll go ahead and hop right on into the nitty-gritty of the other stuff. So the one of the other models I'm waiting on still running. So we can go in and have a look at some of the other things whilst we wait. All right. All right, let's see. So, we'll have a look at the last full 48-hour run of the HRRR model we got here. So again, just kind of simulated radar projection. You can see the scale there at the bottom. I didn't have time to pull all these and then download them into OBS today. So apologies about that, but we're going to run through a lot of stuff. So again, if you have questions, comments, concerns, throw them in the comments. I will try to get to them. I'm going to pull my video screen down on Facebook real quick so I can see the comments. Appreciate that, Jamie. Big money. Happen to see that. And try to keep my eyes on that. So we're going to go through this again, simulated radar model. You see everything moving out throughout the rest of the overnight hours today. And then again, maybe you see some of those little blue speckles, appearing here and there. You may see some scattered flurries and stuff like that over the next 2 days, 3 days, whatever, or so. But shouldn't amount to anything. Maybe some heavier areas even, or temporarily heavier areas of some of that speckled throughout here and there, just with the stray moisture maybe that may come through the area with cold temps we have in place, but it shouldn't amount to much of anything. And then as you see here, cuts off about Wednesday noon or so. We should get a little bit better view going into like Wednesday evening of where this system is, what it's doing, kind of back further to the southwest or whatever, with the next run of this model. So that's kind of why I'm interested in it. We can swap over to the decent, I guess if you like snow anyway. News of the latest GFS run here. So 18Z, we're waiting on this, kind of looking to see what it was going to do. This one always comes with the caveat of it's based on like the days worth of data that they extrapolate out and think, that this is what it's going to do based on blah algorithm. This all like supercomputer stuff way over my head. This is why I didn't become a weatherman. And then this is kind of what it thinks it's going to do. Same model, just the conditions aren't as like fresh or whatever. So we'll get another crack at it tomorrow in about 6 hours. The runs are 6 hours apart on some of these models. So go through Thursday, and then so Friday, somewhere, just depending on which model you ask and which run, they've been trending around like midnight. And timestamps are up here, y'all. I hope. Let me see. There we go. Make that a little bit bigger for y'all so you can kind of see what's going on here. You can see Columbia right there. So right around midnight area, somewhere between midnight 3 a.m. because this model goes in 3-hour steps. So midnight 3 a.m. there's 3 a.m. Somewhere around that area may start to see some snow falling. It's tricky with kind of the leading edge of it. I've found, especially even when you see it on the radar, you may not be seeing all of it reaching the ground because the radar is looking higher in the sky, obviously the ground level, and it's a whole tricky optical thing with the radar. But we'll get to that when it gets there. And then 6 a.m., so around daylight, Friday, snow coming through, and then picking up around 9 a.m., and especially going into the noon hour. Let's scoot it down just a skosh. You can see the scale. Yeah, I need my controls. Sorry, y'all. Hope y'all can see this, the timestamps and everything. So yeah, 12 p.m. noon there Friday, so you see maybe our melt line coming into play here. So you see that little pocket of like mix and then kind of the rain line. That's the big question, and I'll zoom this out and look at it in a second too, so y'all can kind of see big picture things of what's going on. The heavier blues here are heavier amounts of snow, and then lighter, obviously, in the same like obverse direction, or lighter amounts of snow with the lighter blues. And then again, the scales are down here. I hope y'all can see them good enough. Just depending, some of y'all on cell phones probably can't see this as good, but we are simulcasting on YouTube, and you can probably see it better over there. Just throwing that out there. We always simulcast on YouTube. Hi, everybody on YouTube, by the way. I'm not forgetting y'all. No, this is Friday. So time and date stamped up here. That's kind of what I was going through. I hope y'all can see the little details of here. I'll explain like what y'all need to know, but like the details that I'll be referred to are all right up here. So Friday, noon. So 3-hour step going to 3 p.m. See, still pretty heavy snow, but that melt line starting to creep up into southern middle Tennessee, maybe midway up Giles County, Lawrence County, Wayne County, around like that area there to our south. So that's going to be the big important detail. And you see maybe kind of that mix line. I'll back it up a step and then go back forward a step. You see maybe we kind of get that side swipe, just areas around Marshall County, talking to y'all. Bedford, Coffee, like around there, maybe. What's that next one? Franklin County. I can't remember what's directly south of that one. Sorry, y'all. The mix line, it looks like it may try to ride the elevation here going towards the mountains and stay between like the freezing layer and the melting layer, just because it's the altitude there. But we should be looking at snow, just depending on what this model says. Again, we're going to go through some other ones. The Canadians have been favored an ice factor. It's not so much played into what they were saying it was going to come to with this event. Appreciate that, Big Money Jess. See you there. I'm talking with my mouse. Sorry, y'all. Or talking with my mouse. The mix line is looking like it's going to stay to our south with this model, but like I said, the Canadians have been favoring it, but they've been wrong. So we'll throw that little grain of salt in there with the extra grains of salt for this one. So may catch some breaks. You see cutting off here about 9 p.m. in our 3-hour steps here, and then midnight, maybe some on and offs until about maybe daylight, 8 a.m. Let's see, 6 a.m. Yeah, somewhere maybe finally tapering off between about 6 and 9 Saturday. So decent bit of snow there. We'll ask and see what it thinks as far as about the ice, but from what I remember, this run, this model was pretty, yeah. So it's got some accumulations here down in like southwest Lawrence, but that's about it. Near state line, maybe a 15th of an inch. That's a decent amount. I don't want to say that's about it, just like a nothing at y'all, but it is missing the Muletown, Columbia kind of corridor that I know most of y'all are at. So that's kind of who I'm talking to there. That may be a little bit different of a story. So they're down there, freezing rain. If that is about a quarter is what it's showing there. So we shall see on that. Again, just looking at this. So this is again snow depth. You'll see a lot of folks share the total snowfall and the different, like either the 10-to-1 or the share ratio. It's a little bit misleading because it's going to show you stuff that may not all be falling as snow, or it could be coming down as mixed precip, or it could be the stuff that's not really going to all fall, basically. So the snow depth kind of takes into consideration some of the yeah, here non-land surfaces, melting, temp, sunlight, ground. So yeah, it takes into consideration different things. So because it said we may get about like a dusting or up to like a little touch there today. So step it forward a couple days here through Thursday. All right. Friday, you see kind of it's starting to creep up here out of the southwest. 12 a.m. and then 3 a.m. 6 a.m. So about 3/10 of an inch potentially. Then moving up again, decently heavy rates there at first. So the 18 run, yeah, looks like it's hovering right at about 2.5 inches, maybe some places closer to 3, like up towards Santa Fe, Hampshire, western half, maybe. It's kind of got that little ribbon there. Again, don't get locked into that because those usually are somewhat accurate on the back end of things with the totals, but rarely on this end. So just kind of, again, use this as your guide as roughly as far as like the timing goes and what we're talking about here. So again, summing that up, about 2.5, maybe 2.75, 3 inches, just depending on where you're at, but skipping Muletown area with the ice according to the GFS model. So again, same set of environmental conditions. We're gonna look at the Euro model here. Does it? I think it's got, yeah. So type in rates. Here we go. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right, Friday, 3 a.m. So it's got to come in a little bit later. So this is a new. I haven't looked at this run yet, so we'll learn together. So yeah, between 6 to 9, so call it 8, probably 7 to 8 a.m. or so. Snow start, and then picking up about noon. Decent little ribbon there. 3 p.m., 6 p.m., maybe a little mix, so kind of showing that mix layer, tracking right through there. So yeah, the lows down here. We'll look at it again in a second. And when we talk about big picture stuff. But yeah, melt layer looks like it's staying to mainly off to the ooh. This thing is so touchy. I wish you could override this or change this, but you can't. All right. And then maybe just a touch on the backside. Shouldn't amount to much, looks like. And then moving on out by about midnight Saturday. All right. Let's look at icing. Nope, looks like it all staying to the south according to the Eurocomplex 18Z run. Perfect. So snow depth, what everybody wants to know about. Again, I look at these when y'all aren't looking, but I try to avoid those. Uh, but solid 1.8, maybe 2, just depending on where you live there. So go in and look at that a little slower for y'all. So accumulating snow not long after it starts either. So probably half inch by noon. And for your evening commute kiddos, whatever else, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., maybe inch and a half. Bottom half of Murray County, Mount Pleasant down there, Culleoka, y'all may be looking at closer to, yeah, to 2 inches by dark. Yeah, inch and a half, maybe 2. According to, again, to the Eurocomplex 18 Zulu run with its due salt, because it's still 4 days out. I hope I don't have to keep repeating myself at this point, but yeah, again, don't all get ahead of yourself, folks. We're going to go through this as we do, but I want to make sure I just keep sprinkling that in there for the new folks, especially those folks that don't like understand my sense of humor or haven't been around that long, so I don't want y'all to think I'm being ugly, because I'm not, promise, swear to God. Let's look at the Canadians. Yeah, Canadians, this is 12Z run, so this is going to be backwards, and we'll get our kind of first big picture look at this from the regional look. So, did I not? There it is. All right, so moving on out. Get this through. There we go. All right, I'm going to convert the times too. So it says 6 a.m., 12 noon. So this is showing this one getting started a little bit later. So Canadians are saying it's going to get started just a little bit later, and that's probably going to be the difference here between the mix. So maybe the later on it gets started, the more we have to worry about that low coming far enough up to pull that Gulf moisture into our cold air instead of screw things up for the snow folks. Yeah, minus. Yeah, so that should be, yeah, that'll be noon. So later it gets started, according to the Canadians, worse off it is. So still pretty decent mix again there. So the Canadians still favoring ice. I see they've been favoring it so far, but they've been wrong. And then looks like, yeah, not as much on the snow. Clearing out, call it noon Saturday. So both of them are saying about a 24-hour system, but different arrival times. So we're agreeing on the duration, just not the where and the winds as far as the precipitation types and the whats. So that part we kind of figured was coming with the whats and the wheres. But it looks like Canadians favoring a little bit later arrival, and that's going to influence the tips, which is going to influence our accumulations, which is going to influence this, I imagine. So let's have a look. Yeah, so Canadians are still favoring some ice coverage there, so maybe 1/10 of an inch up to. Ice is always tricky. About the same, so yeah, about 1/10 of an inch between ice, freezing, rain. And then I don't think it's got a no. Yeah, it does. All right. Have a look. See, it's favored us having a little bit more than a dusting the whole time too. So like I said, again, this is all with its due salt. About an inch. Whoa. Indeed. So this is the melting layer one, or not the melting layer. This is the melt and the snow depth measurement. So this is my more accurate one that I try to use. And it's showing about 4 inches and change, maybe. I think there's a little hot spot that tried to, yeah, pick up, yeah, 4.5. Maybe Mount Pleasant 5 on the edge. Again, this is all just what the supercomputer thinks, and the Canadians have been historically trending wrong here recently. So just again, don't call me an alarmist. This is just what I do. I'm a nerd. It's my hobby. Um, yeah, I don't want to look at that because it's just got total snowfalls. Uh, let's look at icon 18. These have been real stingy here recently with the, hey, not bad. Okay, okay. So it went the other way. So Northern Murray County, Santa Fe, 4 inches, closer to 3, maybe, potentially on the southern side of things. Interesting. Yeah, they've been real stingy on the snow here recently. So that is a little bit of a surprise. Let's have a look at the UK Met, folks. We can go back to our usual zoom there. We don't have to calculate the time. And you folks can see a little bit better view. I don't think. Yeah, it's not going to get us quite there. No, Thursday, 6 a.m. Okay. Well, that is. I think. Hey, wait a minute. I think, yeah. You know, that won't get us there either. Look at the other Euro. Yeah, so this is one of the other models we were using earlier that I was posting. It's historically pretty good with the snowfall. And what this does, this is probability of greater than 1 inch, essentially, of snowfall in any one space. So coming into 6 a.m. basically daylight. So this one looks like it's kind of tracking somewhere between our other two as far as the arrival times. But by noon, about a good third chance, maybe as high as 60% there. But by 6 p.m., look to pretty much be sure to have an inch of snow at least in the Muletown area. Got some almost 90s down there again. This one's trending a little bit more south, so it's going to take that low farther south from the area here. And that seems to be kind of one of the Euro things that it's holding on to. Okay, that's not bad. So this is greater than 4. So this has come up a little bit. It's still not huge, so call it 35, 40%. Yeah, 35. Yeah, 35, 40 percent to have more than 4 inches of snow. Again, that's just one of those things to where it's just a numbers game of this is what the supercomputer thinks the odds are based on what we've told it and what it's extrapolated out and thinks is going to happen. Maybe a trace of ice, but it looks like Euros are favoring mostly snow so far and not so much on the ice. GFS still saying about middle of the road, about 2.5, maybe 3 inches, just depending where you're at. Maybe heavier pockets. Again, it's just going to depend exactly where that low goes. Between 0 and 6. Love it. That's not bad. Not bad. And that's what, like, again, if you didn't get to come to my other model class the other day, I'm going to get back to the comments section in just a second, I promise. If you didn't get to come to the model class, this is what we do. We sit here and watch it. We look at it. We consider the trends between the same models, between, you know, the 18, the 12, the 6, the Midnight Zulu, and go through and watch runs and see what the differences are and where is the low going and what is off from this run to that run and what is it favoring, and go through all that. And I've been going through it all day and it's still favoring the same thing, which is what I was hoping I was demonstrating here for y'all, is you following along and stuff. Between that time frame of somewhere between Friday and Saturday, again, some of the models were as late as Sunday, I think, a couple days ago, when we were talking about this just real initially, or that may even been before we've been talking about it, because I've been watching two systems for the last 2 weeks. But the middle of the road estimate for all of this, in other words, basically is between about Friday and Saturday. This something is going to happen, and the something is more than likely going to have about, I would say, just again from looking at all the models, picking my brain, looking at all the sources, considering all the things, 2 to 4 inches. Hopefully the ice stays in the south, but it's all going to depend on the low. But it's entirely possible, I'd say, that we could get a decent snowfall and possibly a touch of ice. I don't want to completely all the way rule it out, but I don't think it's gonna Kentucky down here Friday and Saturday. I don't think it's going to do that. If it's anything, I think it would be more than likely, hopefully, just a passing glance. But these things have had a nasty habit here lately of hooking at the last second and then trying to like go south or north or just veer off in one direction at the last second. So that's the worry with this, because again, we're right in the middle of things as far as that goes. With that melt line and things. So here, HRRR is not done yet. So we'll look at the Euro. All right, whole country. Yeah, oh, it's not there. Is it gonna make me do it regional? No, it doesn't have it. Just kidding. GFS does. Trying to just think. Yeah, here we go. Trying to get a good one for an example. Y'all bear with me. So go back to national. Mercantile. All right. So grand scheme of things. So Columbia, Mercantile, Tennessee is about right 35.86. Yeah, it's about right around in there. Maybe. Yeah. My hand's all jacked up, but can't hold it still. But anyway, Mercantile is about right there. So from a geographically challenged folks, we're going to move this slightly forward. Thursday, Friday. All right, so yeah, here comes that low. So see how this thing's kind of minding his business down here, and then all of a sudden, over the Gulf, we get this other system coming up through here, messing up our snow for the snow folks. So going to ride up here just a little bit. That's going into Friday. And you can see, so the snow is starting to pick up there. Again, fairly heavy at times. And then right around there, you see it's starting to creep in a little bit. The melt line, just depending on where that goes, where it is going to determine ice versus snow and how much. Again, I think the later it starts, it's probably going to bode more so for the ice. And then earlier it starts, if it's ongoing, it's going to be cooler temps, and that low is going to be farther to the south. It's going to be more snow. Or if the low stays farther to the south in general, because you can see it kind of goes through here with that whole pocket of just, all the way up the coast. Back that up a little bit. So you can see kind of low tracks kind of through Florida, Alabama, down there, Mississippi, and then comes up through central Georgia, almost to kind of the mountains there, Tennessee border, and then goes on into the eastern seaboard. Let's see. Canadians were talking crazy. Yeah, so this is the Canadian version of it. This is the one that was favoring more so ice. It's just 6 hours behind. So don't have the latest run from this one. It's got it tracking about the same. It's just still favoring that really, really deeper warm layer, stronger low. Or is it taking that aside? It's taking basically, I think, the remnants of the established surface low that was over Mexico up across the coast, but staying further out to sea, and still managing to dump a bunch of ice. Yeah, out of all of them recently, the Canadians have been the least correct, and that's kind of just the least ones been wanting to go with. So just kind of throwing them out there, just again for equal consideration and etc. So GFS model, do we already? Yeah. And then again, just look and see where it goes, run to run, try to consider the trends, see the patterns, differences. So again, can't give you too much more answers other than that. Wish I could right now, but I can't see the future. So that's the biggest thing else remaining that we need, because the supercomputers have spoken, and that is what they have said. Right. So trying to get in the comment section, make sure everybody is. There we go. No, not tomorrow. So this is Friday, y'all. I'm trying to throw that in there for the folks just joining us throughout the broadcast. But yeah, this is all Friday, Saturday, just depending on the timing there. It could be ongoing as early as like daylight, like Friday, or it could be maybe as late as noonish Saturday, just depending. So that somewhere in there like that 24-hour period between Friday, Saturday is what the model consensus is, and most of it is on Friday. So, like I said, there's just been those couple of outliers that are being a little bit later as far as that goes, and it seems like it is catching up because it was more like Sunday. I want to say 2 days ago, but they're all kind of running together on me now. So at this point. But other than that, let me see. Hi, everybody in the comments. Promise I'm reading all of these. Just trying to talk at the same time. Yeah, early dismissal would be great on Friday. I have no control over the school system, y'all, so don't yell at me. Great question, David. Do the geographical areas west of here affect the winter storms the way they do the summer storms? It doesn't seem to. More often than not, it's like a seasonal thing. Whenever we happen to get our cold air, it's usually from out west or Canada with that whole polar vortex thing that likes to swoop way down, and the news makes a big deal about it. Like it's a once in a million year nor'easter, and it happens all the time. Usually when that happens, it likes to do something just like what we talked about and suck up that low from the Gulf, and we get our real cold air, nice here coming down from Canada, riding the jet stream, yee-hoo! And then here comes Gulf moisture screwing everything up. So normally it seems like it's from the south. When we get weather from a crazy direction in the wintertime, you can almost rest assured that it's going to have some kind of like monumental something. Like if we get a nor'easter in Tennessee, it's gonna be something crazy, rest assured. That's how it always goes. So great question though. It doesn't seem like it does affect it. No, it's mainly the Gulf and like things to the south. Whenever it comes out of the south, it seems like we always get ice and stuff like that. It stinks. So it does look like we will get more snow this time, Jennifer, so I am right there with you. Hello, Ryan. Hello, friend. I'm so glad that you are doing well and able to join us this fine evening. William, we appreciate you tuning in as well, brother. We're just doing what we do here. Again, this just was a long time ago, became a hobby and stuff, and then I just started trying to pass out the word because everybody would want to ask me, hey, what's the weather going to do? As far as I know, yeah, Murray County does have school tomorrow, Alyssa, but again, I don't make those decisions, so don't take my word for it there. Make sure you go and follow their sources on the socials and sign up for their text program and all that fun stuff. Day wise, yeah, no, Cindy, definitely Friday to Saturday. I don't think it's going to be any earlier than that. It's looking like it's more than likely going to be Friday. To answer your question, Christian, too, and Alicia, I think it's going to be more so on the Friday. Like I said, some of the models say maybe as late as Saturday, but I'm pretty sure, and most of the rest of them are saying more so Friday, maybe as early as daybreak, or excuse me, maybe as early as pre-dawn, but more probably about 6 to 7 p.m. or a.m. Whoa, sorry, y'all. I'm trying to think, read, and talk, and it's killing me. You're welcome, Johnny. Appreciate that big money from you, sir. But I think that's most all I've got, folks. Again, just trying to explain how the models work, how we come to our conclusions, and all of those fun things as we go here and let y'all in on the latest. Still looking at snow, Deb Herbert. So you are welcome there. Thank you for joining us as well. School Friday. I would love to speculate because, again, I have to speculate on that for my own purposes, Mackenzie, but unfortunately, I have no idea. I gave up trying to figure out what the government would do a long, long time ago. And as a result of that, I wish I knew what the school system was going to do. But as a result of not knowing what the school system is going to do, I could not say. As things get closer, if the forecast continues looking like decent, heavily enough to like meet the NWS criteria of winter storm amounts of things, which I'm currently Googling because I don't remember what it is. They probably should look into it. Yes. I would say probably no later than Thursday night sometimes, but I hated when they tried to do like the 5 o'clock in the morning things or do an early dismissal because they did an early dismissal to us one time like that. I think because it was exam day and like the 2000 10th grade 02 no 03 04 I think. So yeah. No snow. First bell. Go in, do the third block exam, go in, do the fourth block exam. It's kind of starting to snow. Get out of the fourth block exam. There's like an inch and a half, almost 2 inches of snow on the ground, and like everybody's panicked. Well, I mean, we all thought it was cool, but the administration was panicked. So, and that's why you don't do that. But here lately, they cancel school if they think it's gonna sleet. It seems like so. Who knows though? I wish I could say. I really wish I could. And that's not an infrequent question we get at all, I promise. It happens all the time, and I have to say the same thing. You know, I'm like, I have to guess because I got kids too, but I have no idea, fam. Wish I knew. All right, winter storm definition. Can't remember. It's several inches of snow, like with wind or ice, and it's like one of those if then thens ors. Okay, so yeah, heavy snow 6 to 12 and 24 hours or sleet. Winter weather advisory: snow 3 to 5 and 12 hours, sleet, freezing rain, blowing rain. Winter storm one. Okay, yeah. So the higher ends of the things again, I can't say. It could be one of those up to I think maybe 4 to 5. I'm not believing anything bigger than that yet until it just starts completely turning that all the way, like throw it against the wall and it sticks. But it's looking like, again, if you're just joining us, to cut to the chase, all the fun stuff, what y'all are here for. It's looking like we could get at least a good 2 inches, possibly the 3 to 4 area. Some of the models indicate 5 may not be out of the question. So, most of them have most of the ice staying to the south, but some of them, mainly the Canadians, who have been wrong again for like the bajillionth time. Sorry to wear y'all out, those who've been here the whole time. But the Canadians have been saying it's going to ice, and it hasn't iced so much, so taking them with a little bit extra salt. So most of the rest of the models are holding the ice to the south, or just a very just little mix here and there, and then it's done on the backside. So again, Gulf moisture, it's great when you're on the beach in Picola, but horrible when you're trying to get snow in Columbia. So that's how it goes, unfortunately. But that's it. That's what I got. Wish I knew mo better than that, folks, but I don't, folks. Issa, what's up? Hope I said your name right. If I didn't, you can kick me in the shin next time you see me. Always don't want to be that guy that says the names wrong. Uh, the weather tomorrow, cold, brother, cold. Gonna be about the same. I got that here somewhere. There it is. A little bit above freezing. Maybe the next couple of days we might get touch just mid 30s, maybe upper mid 30s, but probably won't see 40. And then it's gonna get cold again, and that's gonna be the problem. Kind of like this. The fear was with this last system that if we did get any kind of precip, it was gonna stick around a while because it's gonna be cold. That is one thing we did not talk about, and I said we would. Haha. So thank you for that. Let's go back in and look at our wind and temps and wind chills and stuff, because that may come into play. Perfect, and the HRRR model is almost done. Outstanding timing. So back to the model. All right. Now can I make that bigger? Mostly. Okay. So let's see here. Let's go to our wind gust. You can see kind of labeled right there. Columbia. Rolling it through. Maybe a little bit breezy tomorrow. Not too bad. And then it should calm down. And then going to pick up again Wednesday, maybe. Not too bad. And then that's whereabouts we run out of our temp there with the run. It's not quite done yet. We're missing the last couple of frames. So get those here in a bit. Temp again, gonna be cold. May get a little bit above freezing tomorrow. Man, it's not even really. Yeah, this is rough. Yeah, it's saying maybe not even that much. So maybe a little chillier than that. Wind chill, and then again, that's going to be the thing. Well, the wind being up, it is going to be chilly. So teens tonight, and then probably getting back a little bit above freezing around. Nope, not even. So yeah, 20s all day tomorrow, and then going to get cold again, back into the teens overnight. No, that's going back into daylight tomorrow, Wednesday. So then back in the 20s. Yeah, those wind chills are going to be chilly, folks. So definitely make sure you're bundling up, take a jacket, whatever else. May see some random little small blue blobs fly through here. You kind of see some there, here and there. You may see some random wintry precip falling over the next couple days, but it shouldn't amount to anything. So again, don't worry too much about that. The main thing that we're watching is going to be that Friday, probably not Saturday, but Friday, Saturday time frame thing. So that's it. That's all I got. Again, I'll keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over until it happens, because that's pretty much the gist of what it's like to do this that y'all don't see. And keep looking at the models and, spitting on my finger and sticking it out the window. That's how we do what we do. Not to reveal any trade secrets or anything, but that's it. So don't tell anybody. All right, folks. I think that's all of the comments, questions, and everything else. So I'm going to get up out of here. Don't want to waste any of your valuable time. Again, that's it. That's all. That's the story for right now. It may change. It probably will. It frequently does. And when it does, we'll keep you updated. But that's about all I got, folks. So that's it. Y'all be good. Stay warm. Have a good one. And watch out for them updates. We'll see you later.